Hi, I'm Chuck Bell. I'm here today to talk to you about the serious problem of wage theft. Wage theft is the illegal practice of not paying workers for all of their work, including violations of the state and federal minimum wage laws, forcing workers to work overtime without pay, or forcing workers to work off the clock without pay. So I've received a news release from some friends at the Westchester Labor Alliance, and this is a network of 5 organizations here in our community, including Catholic Charities in Yonkers, Community Resource Center in Mamaroneck, Don Bosco Workers in Port Chester, New Rochelle Community Center, and Neighbors Link in Mount Kisco and Ossining. So the Westchester Labor Alliance has been working against wage theft here in our community for some time, but they've got a very specific case right now that's pending against a local employer. And I thought it would be important for me to tell you about it in a video so that you'll pay attention, and I'm hoping also that the news media and other community organizations, people of faith, and others, people in the indivisible movement, will pay attention and help to support these workers. TDL Restoration is the employer that we're talking about. They've employed dozens of construction workers over the last several years to renovate apartments, construct office buildings, repair churches, and build homes all over the New York region, in our area and also New Jersey and Pennsylvania. TDL Restoration's employees have worked very hard, typically over 8 hours a day, 6 days a week, week after week. And as a result, TDL Restoration and its owners have earned a healthy profit. But part of this profit rightfully belongs to the workers, who have been systematically and illegally underpaid for their labor. 3 former employees have sued TDL Restoration and the related companies and the owners of those companies. The complaint alleges that these employers did not pay the workers for all of the hours that they work, that they never paid overtime, that they repeatedly paid their employees with checks that bounced, and that they violated other provisions of the Federal Fair Labor Standards Act and the New York Labor Law. Wage theft by TDL Restoration not only hurts the individual workers who should have been paid more under federal and state law, it also undercuts the businesses of law-abiding contractors whose bids on contracts are higher to reflect the higher labor costs they're actually paying. So in effect, the people and organizations who hire TDL Restoration are unintentionally rewarding them for breaking the law and cheating their workers. There have been several meetings with the 3 workers to gather more information and also to carry out mediation and negotiations with the former employer. The total amount proposed by the workers for a settlement is $215,000. But at each meeting, the lawyer for TDL has only offered $125,000, which is significantly less money. And then they also said that that money could be paid over 5 years, which is unacceptable to the workers. So at each step, the attorneys have consulted with their clients, and the workers have proposed that $100,000 be paid now and the balance of $115,000 over the next 6 months. So the workers basically saying, we want to settle the case for $215,000, but we need to get our money. We can't wait 5 years to get it, which seems completely reasonable. So the trial is going to start on Tuesday, April 30th at the Federal Courthouse in White Plains at 300 Quaropus Avenue, and it could last 3 or 4 days. So the attorneys for the Workers' Justice Center have encouraged the community to show up and to support the workers. They say that could be very helpful, both for the workers and also for persuading the court that this is an issue of substantial community concern. We're especially urged to be visible on the opening day and then during the closing arguments before the case would go to a jury. This case has been a great hardship for these 3 employees, and their commitment to stand up to TDL shows their unity and highlights the ongoing abuse that many other workers in our community are currently facing for simply trying to provide for their families. These men, as we discussed, worked thousands of hours and they were not fairly paid. They were not paid for overtime hours that they worked. When their paychecks were provided, they actually bounced when they presented them to the bank, and the workers incurred substantial fees from their banks when their money was not sent by the employer. So this week, here's what the schedule would look like. On Tuesday, April 30th, the case would open, there would be jury selection and opening arguments. So that's a good day for the community to show up. There will also be some client testimony, and the jury will be presented with evidence in the case. We expect the case to continue on the following day, on Wednesday, May 1st, with more evidence presented and more testimony from witnesses. Then we expect on Thursday the case would wrap up and there would be closing arguments. So again, if you could come on Thursday to support the workers and the attorneys, that would be greatly appreciated. And then the jury will go out in deliberations. And that, we don't know exactly how long that would take. Perhaps they would reach a verdict on Thursday, Friday, or even Monday, May 6th. So anyone who's interested in attending the court should note that the following is needed to get admitted to the federal courthouse at 300 Coropus Avenue. You need some type of ID, a driver's license, passport, or consular ID. Cell phones are not allowed in the courtroom. Individuals are being asked to sit behind the attorneys for the workers. So you'll probably be able to see when you enter the court where the workers are sitting, sit on that side of the courtroom. And we're also asked to be respectful and courteous to the court, to refrain from clapping or shouting out. So again, it's the White Plains Courthouse for Federal Court, the Southern District of New York, 300 Coropus Avenue in White Plains. And my friends from Catholic Community Services in Yonkers say the following. We're firmly committed to supporting these three workers and all day laborers who by law are entitled to their wages for work performed. Contractors and companies that do not pay workers are violating New York labor laws and must be held accountable. So thank you so much for listening. I'm going to post this information to Facebook and to the web, and I really appreciate your support. If you can share it with other people you think may be interested, please help us stand up against wage theft in Westchester County.